Hiya, it's Siobhan here, and yep, I'm on my way to the yard again. Surprise, surprise. It's I am very glad to be on the way to the yard today. And I was going to come in here and have a bit of a rant. Well, I am still going to have a bit of a rant, but I've just had one of those mornings where it's just been dealing with dickheads, really. And so I was going to come in here and talk about the fact that some people are just arseholes, and in our life we have to learn to deal with that. We have to learn to know when it's worth having a crack back, when it's worth taking it further, when it's just time to step aside, let karma do their thing, and let it go for the health of everyone else. In fact, in my book, which is in the process of being written, there is an entire chapter entitled "People Are Arseholes." But yeah, I mean, the thing that struck me as I was walking out the door today was that it's not so much that people are arseholes, it's just that people have no integrity. And I'm not talking, integrity is not about morality or ethics. Integrity is quite simply just doing what you say you're going to do, living up to the things, the promises that you make, the indications that you give people of how you're going to act, and just little things. And we found it really interesting, actually, when we came up to the UK from New Zealand. There is this expectation, there was this expectation, the sort of Kiwi OE thing has died out a little bit now, but that New Zealanders were good workers. They were known as people that just got on and got shit done, and it was one of the first things that we noticed. So it is a little bit of a cultural thing that that British people, but British businesses especially, promise a lot more than they can deliver, and promise and certainly promise faster and cheaper and all that type of stuff. And there is no real expectation for them to live up to that, and that is something that we've really struggled with. And it took a long while to identify that when people said they were going to be delivering goods on such and such date, or to such and such budget, or to whatever quality, that was just a guideline. That was just a high in the sky thing. So yeah, there is a little bit of that, but for us personally, and it's how I've really operated our businesses, and it is what we have made our name for, especially with the product-based business, is just having integrity in our dealings with everybody, and that comes from a strong interpersonal just feeling of, if I say that I'm going to do something for someone, then I am 100%, I will do that. And if I can't do it, if shit happens, like we talked about yesterday, if shit happens, then I will take responsibility for that, and I will put it right. It's my job to put it right. It's my job to find someone else to do the job for me, or to compensate financially, or whatever it is, but that onus is on me, and to correct the situation, and it's how I've acted throughout my life, and yeah, and it comes a little bit from the nursing thing. You know, we're especially in the emergency department, where we are quite often working in groups of people, working in teams. We have a big resus, a big trauma coming in, and we'll have a bunch of people working around one patient, and we need to know that everyone else in that team is doing what they say they're going to be doing, is doing what they're expected to be doing, will acknowledge and take responsibility for any gaps in their own knowledge, and their own ability and their skill level. You know, you cannot fake it. And so, you know, I got used to owning up, saying, I actually don't know how to do that. Or when you make mistakes, because everyone does, and it's like, that was on me, this is what I did, and so that it could be rectified. And so, yeah, it's just one of the things that I just wanted to come here and there's something about living in integrity. You know, people talk about authenticity and all this type of stuff, and authenticity has become like this buzzword, this living your authentic self, but it's also become a little bit self-serving, in that your authentic self, you know, my authentic self is a internationally acclaimed Olympic dressage rider. Well, you know, clearly I'm not. So I would like to align myself with that. That'd be grand. But your authentic self actually should be about living in integrity with living in integrity with your hopes, your dreams, and your beliefs, but also living in integrity with the promises that you make to other people and the promises that you make to yourself. And yeah, I mean, and we don't always get it right, but if you can be aiming for that, taking responsibility for that, being accountable for that, then you are a long way onto being, you know, someone that someone can trust, and someone that you know, that can trust other people as well, because if you're lying to yourself, you're never going to believe that other people are not lying to you. Right, that's enough for today. I am just about down at the town again. Unfortunately, yesterday was a shit show as well after I spoke to you, so I went, everything took longer than I anticipated, but yeah, I've got no digging light saying that I've got low tyre pressure. The car's relatively full because it went for a bit of a drive yesterday. I picked up my feed and a hoof oil, got to the pharmacy, but coming back from the feed shop, yeah, we do back roads and stuff, and coming back from the feed shop, one of the little narrow black roads has a bridge closed at the moment, and so me not really knowing this area all that well, us having only been up here for a couple since May, yeah, it took a little while to find my way to the yard, but and actually when I got there, so Mitch, my young horse, has he's been battling an eye problem for a while now, and yeah, every time we think it's coming right and we start to take him off the meds, it flares up again. So, and it was up again yesterday, so I finally had a referral through from my local vets through to vet hospital, and I'll be taking him over there on Monday. But so he's not getting ridden at the moment. Really frustrating. I got a young horse, super really nice young horse, and got him here, had problems with my first yard, shifted him, that was all grand, and then I got ill, and quite ill for about a month, and was just not riding consistently, and then pretty much the day that I get back able to go out to the yard on a regular basis, and he does this eye thing, so yeah, it's a bit shit. So, but that's horses and that is life. And as I said yesterday, when we're cantering down the centre line at the Olympics, no one is going to give a shit about him having a couple of months off now. So that is where I'm at, and so I'm just going out to take Percy for a hike. yeah, he's been a little bit neglected over the last little while as well. But we've got a lesson booked for next weekend, jumping lesson, which I'm really looking forward to because I haven't done anything in ages. And it's a good social thing too, because get to catch up with some friends and, well, new friends, but yeah, it's good to get out and about. Right, so I will catch up with you tomorrow, hopefully. Yep, I'm planning on coming out again tomorrow, so all good. And yeah, if you've got any comments or any questions or anything you want me to chat about on these, otherwise I'll just keep ranting as I see fit as I come out of home. But yeah, if you've got anything, either any comments about the stuff that I do talk about or any requests for stuff that you'd like me to talk about, then yeah, comment below. Whether this is you're watching this on YouTube or on my blog, you have got the ability to comment below. Yeah, so do that. Right, I'm obviously in the smoking metropolis of commute right now, so I should be paying attention to the road, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Bye.